All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the Green Bay Packers in tonight's video. Guys, I'm so excited about Jordan Love, a potential extension any day now. The offense, all these young weapons, the youngest offense in the league last year. They were the youngest offense to make the playoffs since 1970. This is a team that went 3-6 in the first 9 games. This is a team that had a Hall of Fame quarterback for actually a very long time. All things considered, offensively, I feel really good. Defensively is where question marks come in, and it's not so much the personnel. It's not so much the talent on the defensive side of things. It's just moving from Joe Barry to Jeff Hafley, and he's changing up the scheme. They drafted a bunch of new defensive players. You got a dude, Xavier McKinney, in your defensive back room. Like, the defense on paper right now looks really good, but it's looked really good for multiple years now. And with Joe Barry as the defensive coordinator, it just always was underwhelming. And it feels like the defense just always let us down when the offense did their job. So, like I said, they moved on from Joe Barry. Every Packers fan was extremely happy, myself included. And Jeff Hafley brings something over, specifically with the safeties and versatility in the defensive back room, that I'm really excited about, specifically Javon Bullard, but also Xavier McKinney. And pretty much, I mean, honestly, I'm a diehard Packers fan, so everybody on the defense. But anyways, let's get into today's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. As you guys can tell, I'm a diehard Packers fan, so we post a ton of Packers content throughout the season. Got plenty more coming your way because training camp's going to be here before we know it. And preseason's going to be here before you know it, like literally a month to the day almost. We'll be seeing the Green Bay Packers play football live. But yeah, if we're trying to get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. And yeah, let's get into the defense. So just really quickly on paper, whether it's the starters or the secondary guys or second strings, it's loaded. I mean, this defense is loaded, guys. Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt, Preston Smith. That's your defensive line. And then your like technical backups would be Lucas Van Ness, TJ Slayton, Carl Brooks, and Gabare. The Packers defensive line does not get talked about nearly enough. Your new linebacker room, Quay Walker, Isaiah McDuffie return, but you picked up Tyron Hopper and then Edgerrin Cooper through the draft. Your secondary cornerback room, Eric Stokes, Jair Alexander, Keyshawn Nixon, obviously still got Carrington Valentine, Corey Ballantyne, and then your new safety room, completely new safety room, is Xavier McKinney, Javon Bullard, and Katan Aladapo, and Evan Williams. So I want to talk about Edgerrin Cooper specifically because you drafted him in the second round, pick number 45 in a trade with the Saints. I was reading a redraft for the first round on Bleacher Report, and they had Edgerrin Cooper going, like, I think it was pick 25, pick 26, something like that. Edgerrin Cooper is a first-round linebacker, all right? Opposing ball carriers averaged just 2.5 yards per carry last year when Cooper made the tackle last season, which bodes really well for the Packers defense because we were 28th against the run in 2023. And in fact, during Matt LaFleur's 5 seasons as a coach, the Packers have allowed 4.7 yards per rush. That's by far the worst in the NFL. So he's very needed. He also had 8 total sacks last season, despite rushing the passer on only 23% of his snaps. So yeah, he's a little bit of a dual threat guy. He can do a little bit of everything. His 4.51 40-yard dash at the combine was also tied for 5th among all front 7 defenders. So I was reading an article where Matt LaFleur, after the final minicamp practice, called a play designed to fool Edgerrin Cooper, and he did not bite. This is coming from, by the way, Mike Spolford of the Packers website. This is what Matt LaFleur said after the play, or after the practice, I should say. I thought for sure we were going to get him on it, and he did a heck of a job. Cooper has made his assimilation to the NFL look perhaps easier than it has been in Jeff Hafley's defense. And just hearing this about a first or a second round dude, a first year NFL pro, his football IQ, and he's projected starter. I just think Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker are going to wreak havoc on opposing defenses this upcoming season. Preston Smith, Tyron Hopper, Isaiah McDuffie. I think there's a lot of versatility on the defensive linebacker room, and it's something I just felt like we haven't had all too recently, because Devondre Campbell had a stellar season a couple of seasons ago, but it felt like he just couldn't really shake past that big injury. And I'm just glad to have Edgerrin Cooper. I love SEC football players, and Green Bay does too, and so it just makes me happy. Moving forward to Javon Bullard, one of the reasons I'm making this video in general is because I saw this tweet here, which actually was in an article on PackersWire.com from Doug Farrer, and it was just kind of a nice, cool tweet, and it said this: Javon Bullard barely ever played third deep safety until Kirby Smart needed him to in 2023. Bullard responded by becoming one of the best deep cover men in the FBS, and I think this is just one of these guys who's flying under the radar. To be honest with you, most non-first round guys fly under the radar in summer, and then the regular season hits. We're watching these dudes do what they did in practice in the preseason, then the regular season hits, and this is where you draft these dudes. I mean, I know we're talking defense, but that's where you draft these dudes. I'm thinking Sam Laporte, it comes to my head right away, and the rest of the league is just shocked. The rest of the league will be shocked when Cooper and Bullard are producing day one on the Packers defense, but we're here talking about it. So the safety room's completely revamped. You gave Xavier McKinney a 4-year, $67 million contract with $23 million guaranteed. The best news is he's still 24. He's extremely young. Then you draft 2 more safeties in the draft. You pick up Javon Bullard with the 58th overall pick, and Oregon State's Ketan Aladapo with the 169th overall pick in the 5th round. Then you also drafted Evan Williams, round 4, number 111 out of the University of Oregon. But real quick on Javon Bullard, this is coming from that article on Packers Wire. Great article. Go check it out. In 2022, this is what the tweet was talking about. In 2022, Bullard was primarily a slot defender, so he lined up there on the slot in 510 snaps. He only played 64 snaps in the box, 20 in the slot, and just 12 at free safety. So then in 2023, like we were just talking about that tweet, they throw him all the way back there in the safety. So he played 362 snaps in the deep third, 144 in the slot, 80 in the box, and just 3 on the line. So extremely versatile defensive player. He left high school actually as a cornerback. So last season, statistically, the dude was a freaking beast. He allowed 14 catches on 26 yards for only 119 yards. 68 of those were after the catch. He gave up no touchdowns. He had 2 interceptions. He had 5 pass breakups and an opponent passer rating of 34, man. So among all FBS safeties playing at least 50% of their snaps, that was the 6th best mark. And he had a opponent passer rating of 34, folks. This is your new starting safety opposite of Xavier McKinney. We don't even have enough time to talk about Aladapo or Evan Williams, but that's it for today, man. I'm really excited about this defense because like we said at the beginning of this video, and like we've said actually for a couple of years now, they've got the personnel to do it. It just never made sense why Matt LaFleur's defense has averaged like just barely under 5 yards per carry since he's gotten into the league. I mean, it's a horrible statistic. So Jeff Hafley, all these rookies, extremely excited. Let me know where the defense will rank for the Green Bay Packers this upcoming season down below. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.